Hey everyone, how you doing? Today I'll be talking about a documentary based on a popular actor. Excuse me, a popular actor growing up, and I know a lot of people kind of like crap on him sometimes. You know, people that I talk to about say, "Oh, he's just a late night matinee guy." You know, his movies. But with me, to me, he's one of the best actors around, and you know, he passed away many years ago. His name is Charles Bronson. This documentary, I really like the title for this documentary. Bronson, Hollywood Lone Wolf, which is perfect title for him because he was a lone wolf. He was a dime, you know, one of very rare you see an actor like him. I say second to him will probably be with Clint Eastwood, even though Clint Eastwood was more popular than him. But still, pretty much when it comes to tough guys in movies, and especially when you watch movies now, you don't get guys like Bronson's no more. You don't get the Clint Eastwoods or the McQueens or Bruce Lee's, like the tough guys of how men were men. You know, when it comes to Hollywood movies, you know, Schwarzenegger, how he was, Stallone, how he was. So many, you know, and you look at the actors, action stars, and tough guys back then, and you compare them to the tough guys of this generation, you can't even compare. I'm sorry, it's not doesn't even come close. And Bronson's one of those underrated actors. They even know he was popular once he reached his peak, but still, I feel like he needed. I feel he deserved the credit that he really deserves. You know, and but you know what? Thanks to fans like me, for example, we know our movies, and you know what? He's still alive with people like us. You know that enjoy his work. So Charles Bronson, Hollywood's Lone Wolf. This documentary, if you're new to him, I feel like it's worth watching. It's on Tubi TV, so check it out for free. So you can't beat that. And what it sounds like, this documentary was aired internationally and not in the U.S. when it first came out. What it looked like to me, I think it was aired in Germany or in France. And his this documentary talks about his life. You see old clips, interviews, flashbacks of movies that he did. You know, not, they didn't talk about every single movie that he did because it was one of my favorite action movies that he did when he was with Golden Gollum. I mean, not Golden, excuse me, Canon movies. I can't. Those two directors, you guys know what I'm talking about. But they started Canon. One of my favorite movies that he did that was I don't know how to say his name, but he played like another police detective ready to stop this this trafficking ring pretty much, and he had this Japanese businessman disrespected his daughter a bit, well disrespected his daughter pretty much, and yeah, I forgot the name of it. I know it's called Forbidden Subject, I think, or Kente, some shit like that. But it was, but I know I liked it, the movie. 10 to Midnight was another good one I actually enjoyed with him, which I feel like those two movies are pretty underrated because it was a really good movie in my opinion. Um, yeah, but they talk about a lot of movies that he was in from the beginning. There was movies that I never knew about that he actually did internationally because when he was doing movies in the U.S., he didn't garner like as much famous as the other tough guys. So he had to go internationally, and that's the way he got exposure. He was popular all over the world, and then he comes to the U.S. again, kind of like Bruce Lee. You know, like when Bruce Lee wasn't popular in the U.S., he had to go outside and got popular around the world. Came back to the U.S., people knew who he was, and he was making popular movies again. You know, but the only movie he did was Enter the Dragon. But if he was alive, you know, maybe I believe he would have done more popular movies. Ronson, same thing. He did popular movies when he came back, and then later on his career kind of downsided from Hollywood. So he went with that's when he was talking about Canon, and like I said, cult status gave him rose up. You know, so people from the cult status, like in the video world, knew who Bronson was and got his name out there. You know, saying, "Yo, check this guy out. He's still popular." You know, to this day. So so in the B movie world and the cult world, you know, he was well respected. You know, when it comes to movies in the video store. Of course, we all know about his wife, Miss Ireland, who also passed away before him. So it was kind of a sad life, but he kind of stayed with his woman, you know, and avoided Hollywood, which was cool though, you know, stand by her side before she moved on, pretty much. Um, all in all, I feel like this is one of the most underrated actors, and I feel like this documentary is awesome, in my opinion. I think there's another documentary with him, I think A&E or Discovery. I think A&E did a documentary on him, which was pretty good too. Also, but anything with Bronson, like talking about him, I think is cool anyway. And check this documentary out. And also check his movies out. A lot of his movies are really good in my opinion.